Hey guys, it's Priscilla. I'm back. So it is happy Sunday or whatever day that you're watching it on. This video is going to be a little different. I am going to do some Q&As today. So basically we're going to get right into it. People have been asking me like what the topic is in this channel. Honestly, it's just kind of more of like fun. I kind of wanted to base it off of advice. Mostly this is my biggest one, and same with like having fun with my friends or like my family, um just kind of like that, or like a day in the life kind of thing. So seeing what that goes. So you're gonna see next week maybe a video about something. I am gonna do a little story time on how I met my boyfriend. So I did meet my boyfriend in, how do I not know this? I should know this. I met him in freshman year of high school. So whenever it was during the COVID time of 2020, that's whenever I met him. And that's when like the whole mask fishing thing was going around, when people were scared of getting mass fishing. Aside of the topic, I'm sorry, this is totally different in setting too, cuz my vanity light doesn't work. So this is what we're gonna deal with today. Back on topic, that's when I met him, and that's whenever we, um I guess exchanged looks, if you want to put it in a very Wattpad-y tone. I did have a boyfriend at the time, actually. So I was committed to him, but obviously that didn't work out because I'm with him now. um but yeah, um that's just how I met Alan the first time. I did see him and I was like, yeah, he's pretty cute. So that's when I first met him. um Sorry, I don't know why I'm nervous. This is literally just my boyfriend that we're talking about. We were in a class in automotives. um it was literally just me and like probably two other girls. Shout out to Elizabeth for being there with me. Miss you, girl. I didn't know this at the time, so I didn't know that he was in the next class after. And we had lunch as well in the same lunch block. I guess they had different blocks. I went up to him and I was like, "Hey, like, what's your name? I thought you looked pretty cool." And he just goes, "Alan." Or I think he said, "Sup, I'm Alan," something like that. And very cold and everything, I guess. I was just like, "Oh, like, my name's Priscilla, blah blah blah. I'm just gonna say hi to you, blah blah blah." So then we did have two classes and the lunch together. So I would see him regularly, and I would go up to him every single day. I would be like, "Hey, Alan, how are you?" He would be like, "Sup, sup, sup." Now, I will say I did have my little phase back then, my little emo phase, anime obsessed phase. I don't blame him for being scared from me. So, yeah, that's just how I was. Going into the second semester of my freshman year, me and my significant other at the time, we broke up. So then I was very, very sad because that was like my actual real first boyfriend that I ever had. And I was just sad. Yeah. I was very heartbroken, so I decided to change my hair color. I think he noticed that I changed it, and I think he noticed my personality changed. So that just kind of like gave him like a signal. Like he was just kind of like, "Oh, like, she's not how she is, I guess." And that's whenever he started getting a little warmed up to me. We didn't talk that summer of freshman year, but he did. I do remember whenever it was the last day of school, I posted a picture of myself and he liked it. And it was the only picture that he ever liked for the first time. So he did follow me after that because I followed him first and he followed me after. I did go to summer school because I was dumb. And I think I did not pass the reading star, which is in Texas, where like you have to take the Texas assessment or like a test like that. I don't know, something like that. I did see him around, and I remember I did say hi to him once, and he just kind of like was in a rush, I think, because he had to get picked up by someone. So he just kind of gave me like a rush tie. Like he was just like, "Oh hey, I have to go." After that, I didn't see him, so I just kind of like brushed it off for a little bit because I wasn't really entertained into relationships. But I did get into a relationship right after that. But, you know, again, um, I'm not in that relationship and they're in a total different relationship now. So, I wish them the best regards. I don't, condone be like, oh my gosh, that's my ex. Like, no, I hate my ex. Like, no, so whatever. We're basically kids. We were literally like 14, 15. I did have my quinceañera at the time too during my summer. He still blames me to this day that I did not invite him, and I'm pretty sure I invited him, which was an open invite, and he could have gone. It was sophomore year. I did have a situationship. It was a pretty rough year. Everything was bad. Everything was just kind of like my downward spiral of doom. I was like I was literally on brink of everything of life. I don't want to remember those times, but I pushed myself through, um, and I saw Alan again. We did end up in the same automotive class, but it was just in a different level of, I guess it was like freshman level, sophomore level, junior level, and then it went to senior level, which is like 4 stages that you have to go through. And they give you it. This one, instead of it being 1 block, it was 2 blocks, so it was completely different. That's whenever we started seeing each other more. We started to actually like have like talks, and at the time we did have church school. Now we did have church school at freshman year, but sophomore year is whenever we actually started to actually have a good friendship going on, and I actually like started talking to him more. I noticed too that, or no, not. Oh my gosh, what am I saying? I only knew that he had a brother, not a sister. And I think I knew also where he was from Mexico. So that was like a all kind of like whole thing. So we just started like talking more, started talking about like his football stuff because he was in football. And because the class was a double block, I had 90 minutes with him. So it was little over an hour and 30 minutes ish. And yeah, that's how much time I had with that man. And I learned a lot from him, especially a little more outside of school, especially during church school. I had a little more information, and it was so cool because you know I did want to say that I had this one time where uh they're gonna hate me for this, Alan. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Back then I was really the only girl that I really like talked, like I actually like went up to him and talked to him, and had the effort of like having a friendship towards him. So yeah, I think at first I only really wanted a friendship, so which to this day kind of like gets me because like I like the trope of friendship to lovers, which kind of I have always been like a whole thing from that. So it's like I thought that was like the best thing God could give me. Like girls would go up to him and be like, hey, like this and this, and he would literally ignore them, and I feel so bad for the girls. I literally feel so bad, but I guess the moment that they saw me go up to him, it's like he was like so like soft towards me, like he was so nice, like he would talk to me, he would smile, and like it's like they would be like type of thing. I feel so bad to this day, but like at the same time, like, you know, he just was like that. He was just like that. He just didn't want a relationship at the time, and I totally respected that too. At a point in time during my sophomore year, I started to actually grow into like the feelings for him, and I was just like, man, like I have to actually think it through. During the time I was in like a automotive competition in Corpus during like the school hours, so during that time we were texting and I told him like, do you miss me? And he was just like, no, I don't miss you. But you know, I think it's like whenever you're like crushing on someone, it's like you know that they are in a way, but it's like you don't want to, your brain just isn't too sure on that. So I was just like, I think he does. Came back from that competition, we saw each other again. I said, hey, competition went good. He was like, oh, that's cool. I'm so sorry, I had a Whataburger before this, so like my stomach is like. And then that's whenever I had this devious plan, which I don't understand why I didn't tell him straight up, but I had the conspicuous plan to just tell his former best friend at the time and to tell his cousin so he could get the knowledge of something. Turns out the next day they found out and they told him. You could tell how that went. I think we started talking for like a week and we went on spring break. That week of like spring break, he went to Mexico, and I was like really sad because like I couldn't see him, you know. And I was like honestly like super sad. I was just like, man, like I can't see him, you know, but like whatever. There was a flippin' time where I did tell him like, hey, do you want to be my boyfriend? And I don't understand how I was so freaking like, how do you say that word, like upfront, I guess. I don't understand how I was so upfront towards him. Like I was actually like had like no balls basically. I was like, hey, do you want to be my boyfriend? And he literally told me, best friend, question mark. In that moment, I wanted to cry. They tell me he just said it as a joke, but he knew what I was saying. And he started laughing and basically like started rolling on the ground and laughing, basically type of thing. He thought that was funny. I'm gonna get you back for that, Alan. Watch your back, boy. Whenever we came back from spring break, we saw each other again at the automotive stuff, and I was like, hey, like, you know, obviously we were like sort of talking during that time, and we were going up the stairs because he accompanied me going up the stairs to my class, and he asked me, he was like, hey, do you want to be my girlfriend? And I was like shocked. I was like, what the flip? No way. I think I just said yes. Like, bro, like I couldn't hold it no more. But I also do remember too, before, I think the week before the spring break as well, had we had a friend that would always try to like not hook us up together, but like he would try to like match make us, I guess. Be like such a good couple type of thing. Shout out to Austin and forgot his name, Andrew. Shout out to Austin and Andrew for hooking me up with my boyfriend. Austin went up to my boyfriend, I guess, and they had this little devious little plan to catch me in the act and saying that I like him. I still don't understand to this point. I don't understand how I didn't notice it, because at the time, our friend would make it seem like go like this to the mic, like as a mic, like a fake mic, and go like this, like have us interviews. So I didn't think anything of it whenever he had the phone. And so he asked me, he was like, do you like Alan? And I think I froze at the time, and I was like, what do you mean? Like, I like him. He was like, I'm pretty sure he should know. And Austin was like, I'm going to ask you again. Like, do you like Alan? And he just goes. And I was just like, yes. And he just kind of like goes, he just like goes fully, turns around and just smirks at Alan. And Alan has an AirPod in his like ear. And I just started screaming at Austin. I was like, Austin, like, what do you mean? You ruined that. Blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't think I did. I have a memory of a fish. So I'm pretty sure I wasn't like that. But I was still kind of like freaked out because, like, I basically confessed to this man without confessing, I guess, if you want to put it that way. Austin was like, yeah, like, I got that, Alan. Did you hear that? And, Alan started smirking. And I guess he had to like confirm that I wasn't, I guess, playing with his feelings. Yeah, that's my little story. And now we're almost 4 years actually next week we're having 4 years together. So this is my cute little boyfriend. I know he says he doesn't want to be on camera, sadly. And if you see this video, you're gonna get hit by a bazooka. Sorry, that's a little inside joke. I'm done. I'm embarrassed. Bye.